Hey guys, Alex and Zukin here from Mr. Build It. So check out my dilemma. I work out of a very small place, so everything has to be strategic. Now, right over there, I have my stationary benchtop sander, and then I also have my 13-inch planer. Previously, I've built and owned a flip-top station, and the only thing I didn't like about it is that it was way too wobbly. So this time, I'm gonna go with some more powerful stuff. I'm gonna use a welder, and I'm gonna weld everything out of steel, and I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna look really cool. So without wasting time, let's get into the video. Let's go. So I've drawn on the basic idea what I think is gonna look like. It's a pretty simple design, and I'm gonna go grab my chops out. We're gonna throw it up on the bench top, and we're gonna cut all of our dimensions. Let's get to work. So everything for the base and the sides are done. We're using the 1x3 material. I believe it's 0.95 thickness, wall thickness of the steel. We are going to weld everything up. It's gonna be good. The welding gas is brand new and full. The last thing we're gonna have to do is we have to cut the angle iron for the top. Don't worry about dimensions right now. I'll leave a link to my blog where you can see the schematics of everything if you want to build one just like this, if you have the same planer, if you have the same sander. So let's get to the angle iron. So I just stepped away for a quick second. I gotta show you guys the cutest things going on. I'm a dad, my heart is soft. Let me show you what's going on. Poor little dudes, they're tired. They're both sick, so they're just tuckered out. So it's so cute when kids are sick and sleepy, you know, I mean, I hope they get better soon. So this next part is a little, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of those times that I wish I had the right tool for the right job, because I know this is just gonna be a pain. I wish I had a torch or a plasma cutter. Reason why, I'm gonna put reinforcements in the 90-degree corners to prevent any kind of flexing that's gonna happen. So these are gonna be chopped up into 90-degree angles. Buckle up. So we got a little micro jig here. We're gonna take our square, put it right here, give it a little bit of kind of offset, not exactly tip to tip. Reason why, because the cutoff wheel is a little bit thick, so we're gonna incorporate that into the measurement. We're gonna start cutting. It's a long way to go too. So let's recap what we just really did. We got the base built, it's 20 by 25. We got our uprights. It gives just enough clearance for planer to go through. And then I cut out these little reinforcement pieces. One of my fears is I don't ever want this thing to flex when you flip it over. There's a lot of weight to it. So these triangle reinforcement pieces are gonna go in all of the corners that I feel are important. So everything's tacked on right now. We're just gonna go ahead and continue putting the full beads everywhere down until we get to the very top. The very top, we're gonna drop some angle iron on top, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. So let's go back to throwing some beads down. Here she is, folks. This is gonna be what's gonna make our tool top cart flip. This is 1/2-inch steel plumbing pipe. We're gonna cut it to the size right here, grind a little bit and clean a little bit of the black off so we can actually weld, and we'll be done. So let's go chop this up to size and then slap some beads on it. This thing is starting to actually look like a thing. So we're gonna weld some casters on, and that's where these little triangle reinforcements came in really handy. More surface area. Let's throw some beads on those and get this puppy cruising. And then we'll take our angle grinder and start cleaning all these welds up. So we're gonna be using this appliance epoxy paint. We could go the route of getting primer than paint for this thing because it's metal, but it's still gonna get scuffed up. We could get it powder coated. Costs probably too much money and too much of a hassle. So I'm gonna try this epoxy stuff. Hopefully it's really durable. So we're gonna take this thing outside and give it a spray. Let's go. So when we're gonna sandwich the top between the metal rod, we're gonna have a couple of things playing. We're gonna have a 3/4 inch piece here, 3/4 inch piece here, and a 3/4 inch sandwich between the rod to kind of encapsulate and let it spin. Now, based off of all the minute dimensions, we're about 2/16 over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the channel that's 3/4 inches wide, and 1/16 of an inch we're gonna take off on the top piece and the bottom piece. Therefore, it's gonna really cup and properly seat this rod. So our dado stack is all set up. We'll come to the table saw and we'll do one pass on each side to shave off a 1/16 and a 1/16. Let's go. All right, there it is, folks. I hope you can see that. There's a little channel here. It's the same on the other piece. And then on each side, we're having a piece of the 3/4 inch plywood, and then the rail is gonna be down the middle. Now, when it comes to installing, because the rail is already welded on, there's no way of popping it off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this piece here, and then we're gonna sandwich that on top of that railing and then put screws in it. So I'm gonna do that real quick and I'll catch you in a second. Now we're done with our top. Basically, this is hugging the frame on the outside. This little notch is meant for this door gate that will be locking the top from moving. And then we're gonna put a hole through the other angle iron to actually be the receiving end. This is gonna be the top that sits in it with a little rabbet coming down to hug the tube well enough. The bottom is glued and screwed. The top, I'm not worried about gluing it, and the reason why is because later on, in case something happens, I wanna be able to detach it. And so I'm just gonna put screws in. Now I'm not worried about my tools ripping apart this plywood because they're gonna be mounted, sandwiched in through really long carriage bolts. And so I'm convinced that everything's gonna be hugged tight together. So once this glue dries, we're gonna put this top on our flip top and put the hole that will be the receiving end of the gate, and we should be ready to start mounting our tools, putting holes, and putting carriage bolts in. So exciting, let's go. Well, thanks so much for following along, guys. I had such a blast building this project. I will put the plans on my blog, all the schematics and all the measurements that I did, so if you want to build one, you can do one as well. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I love to interact with you guys. Hit me with a comment or a like button down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. A video goes out every single Friday. Don't want you to miss a single one. Tuning out this week. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.